Shalom Aleichem, everyone. We're continuing here in Hachsek's learning of the Pele Yoetz. We are in day number 35 in the Avas Reim, the love that we have for our fellow Jews, and he continues with beautiful words. V'ikar mitzvahs ha'ava hi balev. The main area that this mitzvah is going to be performed is in the leiv, in the heart. Not the physical heart, the ruchnistic heart that everybody has. Number one, you should not rejoice over the fallings and the failings of your friend, chas v'shalom, God forbid. Rather, you should rejoice when he has good, and you should be in pain when he is in pain, until you get to the place where you're actually davening for that person. When you hear that somebody is suffering, when you hear that someone is going through a hardship, when you hear that someone is ill, Rahman al-Islam, or they're struggling in parnasa, other difficulties in life, the nature of the after is, I feel so much their pain. It brings me to be mispalil, to daven for them, to be mishtatev in their tzar, to feel the pain, just like that person. When they are in pain, they are davening for themselves, that Hashem should rectify the situation. I take that upon myself as well. One of my principal Rabbeim in life, Rav Naftali Newberg, is Atzal. So I recall that one time we came to visit him, it was myself and my father-in-law, and he asked how my mother-in-law was feeling. She was a woman that was suffering from Crohn's disease for many years. And I had mentioned that she had a flare-up and a minor surgery. And I can never forget the face that Rabbi Newberg made. His face, he squinched in his face in so much pain. And he sat there for a few moments just silently, just feeling the tsar, the anguish, the pain of another person. And then he offered her brachas, his brachas for refuah shlema. That is v'afta l'reyecha kamoicha. Says the Pele Yoetz, in order for a person to acquire this love in their heart for another Jew the way that they should, think about the following words of Chazal. Even at the time when the Rishoyim, the wicked people, are in Sar, when they are in pain, Shechina meets the Eres, the Shechina itself is in pain. Could you imagine Rishoyim are in pain and they're suffering and they're having difficulties in life? This is a creation of HaKadosh Baruch. Hashem is mitzvah eres. Ma lo shaloi meres. What can the Shechina say? Umina. From here we see the cheshadam benachas. Shechina gami benachas. And when a person is benachas, when a person is living good and comfortable and complacent, and they're able to steig, able to grow and the like, so then the Shechina is also as nachas, is also at peace. And therefore, if you are someone who really loves Hashem, you should rejoice when the Shechina is happy, and when the Shechina is in tsar. So you have to know that the Shechina is in tsar, and you should feel the pain as well. If up until this point we spoke about all the different loves, we're talking about loving the Ribbono Shel Olam. So if you love HaKadosh Baruch Hu, then you will be in pain when you know that Hashem is in pain. And you'll be happy when you know that Hashem is happy. And therefore, v'after means that I truly rejoice with my fellow Jew because I know that Hashem is rejoicing. And when my fellow Jew is in pain, I'm also in pain because I know that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is in pain. But further, the cheshadam benachas, when a person is benachas, when they are relaxed and at peace, when they have riches and they have property and land, they will not lack in performing many mitzvahs, umaisim tovim, and good deeds. And that will be a great nachas ruach, pleasure to the Hashem. When things are going well in a person's life, they're healthy, they're strong, there's money in the bank, they don't have worries, regular kind of worries in their life, in their mind, in their heart, and so on and so forth. Usually, they have a much greater chance of performing the mitzvah because their mind is open and their heart is open and they can do things freely. Mashein came on the other hand, Kesha'adam B'tzar, when a person is in anguish and pain and they are suffering, Libo Ba'alimai, his heart is not with him. He's too caught up in his thoughts. And he decreases in his avodas Hashem. When someone's heart's not in it, when their mind is distracted, when they're anxious and they're worried all the time about other things, how can they daven b'kavana? How can they sit and learn a piece of Gemara when their mind is someplace else, not inside the room where they're learning? It's in the bank account, it's in the hospital, it's somewhere else. How can they do that? How could they go and take the money that they don't have and go buy a mitzvah that they need to perform? Where's that going to come from? And therefore, you should rejoice when people are in a good state of being, because that means they can do more mitzvahs. And it should pain you if they're in a bad state, because that means that they're going to do less mitzvahs. Poverty does not leave a person with a good midah, with a good amount of space to do mitzvahs. And therefore, chalila, they can end up transgressing the will of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and they will rebel against the one that brought them into this world. So it's not easy. Anius, poverty, it's not easy not to have what you need. It's not easy to be in sorrow and be in pain and suffering. It makes it much more difficult to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu with simcha and in the right way. And therefore, if you really love Hashem, so then you should really love it when His people are able to serve Him properly. And therefore rejoice in their simchas and be mitzvah. You should be in pain when they are in pain. Be mispala, you should daven for them. Show them that you're feeling them, what they're going through, and that itself, it is a recognition in the eyes of HaKadosh Baruch Hu of how much connected we are, not only with Klal Yisrael down here, but how much we are connected to the real Ratz and the will of Hashem. All the best.